Welcome to Dr. Shashi's Math Mantra channel. Let's do the theorem on linear congruences. That is corollary to Fermat's theorem. Statement of this theorem is, if A and P are co-prime, then A to power P minus 1 over 2 is equal to Kp plus minus 1, where P is odd prime and K is some positive integer. Let's prove it. Since P is prime and A and P are co-prime, therefore we can use the Fermat's theorem. A to power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo P, and this implies P divides A to power P minus 1 minus 1. Now this P minus 1 can be written as 2 into P minus 1 over 2. So from here we can say that P divides A to power 2 into P minus 1 over 2 minus 1, or P divides A to power P minus 1 by 2 minus 1 into A to power P minus 1 over 2 plus 1. This is by using the formula that x square minus y square is equal to x minus y into x plus y. Or either P divides A to power P minus 1 by 2 minus 1, or P divides A to power P minus 1 over 2 plus 1. Because we know that if P is prime and if P divides AB, then either P divides A or P divides B. So from here we can say that A to power P minus 1 over 2 minus 1 equal to K1P, or A to power P minus 1 over 2 plus 1 equal to K1P. Or both of these implies that A to power P minus 1 over 2 equal to Kp plus minus 1, where K is the some positive integer. Now, converse of the Fermat's theorem may not be true. We can take the example for this. Let n is equal to 561 and a be any integer such that a and n are co-prime. Now n is equal to 561. This can be factorized in 3 into 11 into 17, and this implies a and 3 are co-prime, a and 11 are co-prime, and a and 17 are co-prime. This implies a square is congruent to 1 modulo 3. That will imply a to power 560 is congruent to 1 modulo 3. And a to power 10 is also congruent to 1 modulo 11 by this is Fermat's theorem. Now raising the power 56, we get a to power 560 is congruent to 1 modulo 11. Similarly, we know that a to power 16 is also congruent to 1 modulo 17, and raising the power 35, we will get a to power 560 is congruent to 1 modulo 17. Now from these three congruences we can say that a to power 560 is congruent to 1 modulo 3 into 11 into 17. So a ki power 561 minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo 561. That is a to power n minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo n. But n here, that is 561, is not a prime. Hence, converse of the Fermat's theorem may not be true. Right? Now, this is the applications of the Fermat's theorem. Let's verify the Fermat's theorem for different a's and the prime numbers. Let a is equal to 8 and p is equal to 3. Then a and p are co-prime, because 8 and 3 are co-prime, so we can use the Fermat's theorem. Therefore, a to power p minus 1 will become 8 to power 3 minus 1. That is equal to 8 square, and it is 64. This 64 can be written as 1 plus 3 into 21. That is 1 plus 21 into p, because p here is 3. Thus, we can see that a to power p minus 1 is equal to 21 over p, and this implies p divides a to power p minus 1 minus 1. So Fermat's theorem is verified, that is a to power p minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo p. Similarly, if we take a equal to 4 and p equal to 5, then also we can verify the Fermat's theorem. For here also 4 and 5 are co-prime. A to power p minus 1 becomes 4 to power 5 minus 1, that is 4 to power 4, and this 4 to power 4 is can be written as 51 into 5 plus 1, right? This can be written as 51 into 5 plus 1. So that is equal to 1 plus 51p. So again we can say p divides a to power p minus 1 minus 1. That is Fermat's theorem is verified. Okay. Now next we will use the Fermat's theorem for some more यानी कि application of the Fermat's theorem. To prove n to power 16k minus 1 is divisible by 17 if n and 17 are co-prime, where k is any positive integer. Now n and 17 are co-prime, therefore 17 is a prime number. Now using the Fermat's theorem, a to power p minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo p, we will get a to power 17 minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo 17. If we take a equal to n and p is equal to 17, then we get n to power 16 is congruent to 1 modulo 17. Now raising the power k, we get n to power 16k is congruent to 1 to power k modulo 17 for some integer k. Thus we get n to power 16k minus 1 is congruent to 0 modulo 17, and that proves that n to power 16k minus 1 is divisible by 17. Let's take more example, that is the application of Fermat's theorem. Now to show 5 to power 10 minus 3 to power 10 is divisible by 11. We will do separately. Firstly, we will show that 5 to power 10 is congruent to 1 modulo 11. Then we will show that 3 to power 10 is congruent to 1 modulo 11. For this, since 11 is a prime number and 5 and 11 are co-prime, therefore using the Fermat's theorem we get this result, that is 5 to power 10 is congruent to 1 modulo 11. Also 3 and 5 are co-prime, therefore 3 to power 11 minus 1 is also congruent to 1 modulo 11, that is 3 to power 10 is congruent to 1 modulo 11. Now we have to show this result, that 5 to power 10 minus 3 to power 10 is divisible by 11. But this we can obtain by subtracting 1 and 2. That gives 5 to power 10 minus 3 to power 10 is congruent to 0 modulo 11, and this shows that 11 divides 5 to power 10 minus 3 to power 10. Hence this number 5 to power 10 minus 3 to power 10 is divisible by 11. Let's take the more examples. N to power 7 minus n is divisible by 42. Let's prove it. Now since 7 is a prime, therefore by Fermat's theorem, n to power 7 is congruent to n modulo 7. Also n to power 7 minus n can be written as n into n6 minus 1. Again we can factorize n6 minus 1 in n की power cube minus 1 into n cube plus 1. Again n cube minus 1 and n cube plus 1 can be factorized, so we will get n into n minus 1 into n square plus n plus 1 into n plus 1 into n square minus n plus 1. Factorizing n cube minus 1 and n cube plus 1, we get ultimately this result, that is equal to n into n minus 1 into n plus 1 into n square plus n plus 1 into n square minus n plus 1. Now we know that this product, that is n into n minus 1 into n plus 1, is the product of 3 consecutive integers, and we know this result, that 3 consecutive integers are divisible by 3 factorial, and which is equal to 6. Therefore we can say that n की power 7 minus n is divisible by 6. So n की power 7 is congruent to n modulo 6. Now from 1 and 2 we can say n की power 7 is congruent to n modulo 7 into 6. This is possible because 7 and 6 are also co-prime. So we get n की power 7 is congruent to n modulo 42. Hence, n 7 minus n is divisible by 42. Let's take more example. That is, prove that square of every number is of the form 5k or 5k plus minus 1, where k is some positive integer. Let a be any number. Now two cases arises. First one is when a is co-prime to 5, that is GCD of a and 5 equal to 1. Second case will be when a is not co-prime to 5, that is GCD of a and 5 is not equal to 1. Now let's take the first case, that is a and 5 are co-prime. Then we can use the Fermat's theorem. That will be a to power 5 minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo 5, and this implies 5 divides a की power 4 minus 1. Now this a4 minus 1 can be factorized in a square minus 1 into a square plus 1. Therefore we can say 5 divides a square minus 1 into a square plus 1. Now since 5 is the prime number, therefore 5 divides either a square minus 1 or a square plus 1. That is, a square minus 1 is equal to 5k or a square plus 1 is equal to 5k. That means a square is equal to 5k plus 1 or a square is equal to 5k minus 1. Let it be number 1. Now let's discuss the second case. That says when a and f5 are not co-prime, that is GCD of a and 5 is not equal to 1. Now since 5 is a prime number, therefore 1 and 5 are only divisors of 5. Therefore GCD of a and 5 will be equal to 5. So this implies 5 divides a, and hence a square क्योंकि a को divide करता है तो a square को भी divide करेगा. Therefore a square is equal to 5k. Let it be number 2. Now from 1 and 2 we can conclude that a square is of the form 5k or 5k plus minus 1. Okay. Thank you.